Wepa. Good to see you, Osvaldo. First one in the room. First one in the room. Hold on. I gotta put my bag on in a weird way here because I'm all wired up. I'm gonna do the dance. I gotta do the dance. That's how you know you're getting a professional stream. Good to see you there, Chris MG. Welcome. And of course, the gimbal is now off kilter. Oh, great. It's really off. Good to see you, Nebel. Bienvenue, Nebel. Bienvenue. Hold on. There we go. All right, now we're ready to rock and roll. All right, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I need some exercise. I need some cardio. Cool Chica Vlogs. Hello. If you're new to the broadcast, tell me where you're watching from. Let me give you a shout out. We got Nebul in the south of France. We have Osvaldo in Puerto Rico. We have Chris MG out there in Grenada. You want to give Chris MG a follow? Great YouTuber out there in Grenada. Great YouTuber out there in the south of France. Nebul, showing all the yachts and how the other half lives. Hey, we're in front of Bankruptcy Court. You're from Texas. Good to see you out there in Texas. Here's Bankruptcy Court. Yes, we're in downtown Brooklyn right now, and we're gonna walk over the Manhattan and Brooklyn bridges. This is Bankruptcy Court. 2 out of the 4 times Donald Trump had to file for bankruptcy, he came to this building right here because he's that great of a businessman. Let's continue on. We're gonna walk about 7-8 miles today over both bridges, over both the Manhattan and Brooklyn Bridge. See what the crowd levels are like on the bridges today. Good to see you, Cash Roll. Welcome. Yeah, share it out, Nibble. Share it out. Doing great. Gotta walk over the Manhattan and Brooklyn Bridge, so I'm doing fantastic. How about that? So I guess we'll do it really cool. We'll go underneath the Brooklyn Bridge right now.
But yeah, I mean, you may want to.
And then we'll make our way over to Manhattan Bridge. Lots of great views today. Unfortunately, no sunset. The original idea behind this live stream was we were going to see the sunset, but that is definitely not happening. Actually, let me stay on this side of the street here. Let me stay on this side of the street here. Yes. Yes, they all end up in Chapter 11. Yes, they do. And just to let everyone know, I will be wearing a mask for these. So if you hear my voice a little muffled, that's because I'm wearing a mask. I'll be wearing a mask for the entire 8-mile walk. So people say, you can't walk 8 miles wearing a mask. Well, I will show you that you can walk 8 miles wearing a mask and talk as much as I do in my tour guide-like ways. Here is a federal courthouse. This is where El Chapo last year was sentenced to life in prison, was in this building right there. And any kind of mobster you ever heard of came to this building here. So when John Gotti was found guilty of murder, he came to this building, came to this federal courthouse here. The bus is here. And a very light drizzle is happening right now, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm more worried about, I gotta finish this by 8 o'clock. So if anyone can let me know when we get close to 8 o'clock, it'd be much appreciated. There we go. Let's cross Tillery Streets. I miss being out here every day. I really do. I miss being out here 4 days a week. So we're in Brooklyn right now. We're gonna begin and end here in Brooklyn. We're kind of gonna do a really cool loop. So we're in Brooklyn right now. And we're gonna make our way over the Manhattan Bridge going towards Manhattan, and then back over the Brooklyn Bridge coming back towards Brooklyn. That is on the scenario today. Yeah, it's 5:30 here in New York too. It's 5:30 here in New York also. So I think we're in the same time zone there, Chris. This is usually where they give interviews and stuff like that. When everyone comes out of the federal courthouse here, they give the interviews usually in the park right across the street from here. But just like everything, gotta wear a mask, gotta have a face covering, because it's the new way to be in this pandemic. We're 11:25 in France. I mean, it's 5:25 here in New York. Robinson Lopez, Bom tarde, Brazil. Good to see you there, Robinson. You want to go to New York City in time? Just watch the live stream though, and you'll see a nice chunk of New York. We're going to go over the Manhattan and Brooklyn bridges today. Do you think there'll be much longer? It all depends on the vaccine there, Osvaldo. It all depends on the vaccine, because if there is no vaccine, people aren't going to feel comfortable coming out. What does have to happen, though, is locals. Locals want to get out of the house and experience the city. And I tell you, there's no better time than now to experience the city, because everything is empty and at like 25% capacity. So if you live here in the New York tri-state area, I highly recommend going to maybe the Statue of Liberty if you've never been there, Empire State Building, Top of the Rock. I saw some pictures from Top of the Rock yesterday, or from earlier this week, and I want to go. It's so empty. It's so empty. You could get your own elevator all to yourself. But it's going to take a while. Until we get the vaccine, there's not going to be much tourism around the world. And that is the consensus of many tour guides across the world. Coming up on OEM, the Office of Emergency Management is right here. This is its new home. Its original home was on the 40th floor of number 7 World Trade Center. Whoever's idea was that to put it up there was a genius. Happy Halloween, Richie. Good to see you. But what we're going to do is we're going to walk underneath the Brooklyn Bridge, and then we're going to hang a right on Sand Street. Good to see you, Jim. Welcome. Oops. So Naboul is in Nice, where the Tour de France began earlier this week. Yeah, Halloween's next month. Halloween is next month. I say start celebrating it now. Have fun with it. Have fun with it. Now coming up, this is a experimental housing type here that the city put in. These are literally apartments. They could stack up here in case of an emergency. This is one of those things here that they put here for proof of concept. But I don't know if anyone lives in these apartments, but they're here set up just in case. A Zoom Halloween. God forbid there, Osvaldo, but who knows? It probably will be like that. Probably will be a Zoom Halloween. Yeah, freight container houses. Yeah, you love it, right? They could deploy them in like 2 seconds. All right, so this is Cadman Plaza here. We have the cars coming off the Brooklyn Bridge over there. And I gotta get in the street here. I gotta get around this construction. And also, the gimbal. Let me see how good this gimbal is holding up here. Oh, okay. I know my motion is being dominant towards one direction here. I forgot to calibrate the gimbal. There's a very light drizzle. A very humid, one of those humid summertime drizzles here in New York. So now we're passing underneath the Brooklyn Bridge. And we will be walking above when we come back to Brooklyn. But now if I go straight down the street here, we have that very famous shot of the Manhattan Bridge framing the Empire State Building. We're not going to go down the hill because I'm doing quite a bit of walking on this tour today. So go to my replays and you could see that. Actually, probably my last Brooklyn Bridge tour, I think we went down there. Always construction in New York. If there is no construction in New York, something is wrong. As we pass through now, so to my right-hand side is downtown Brooklyn, and to my left-hand side is Dumbo, and Dumbo is short for down underneath Manhattan Bridge overpass. Good to see you, Miss Bleed-tastic. Welcome. New people to New York City tend to call it district underneath Manhattan Bridge overpass. That's how you know they're not from here. They will say district. No deep dish pizza. Well, deep dish pizza is a Chicago thing. Deep dish pizza is not necessarily a thing here in New York City. And we're not doing people say district, Jim. I have heard it. I have heard it. Good to see you. Aeon Fox, hello. Guten Tag, Germany. Yeah, deep dish pizza is a Chicago thing, not a New York thing. No, we do have one pizza. Yeah, Uno's don't count. Pizzeria Uno's don't count. There's a Pizzeria Uno not that far from my house, actually. It's okay. I'd rather have the regular pizza. Hey, look, it's the home of Etsy. They're in this building. Oh, I never known that. Mr. Fox, good to see you. All right. All my Etsy things are sold here. All right, do I got the light here? It's a very wild place here. We still got bridges in between the buildings here, sky bridges. So this is where they used to print everything for the Jehovah's Witnesses. That business has moved on to Pennsylvania. Oh, look at this cool mural. Volvo Tango, good to see you. Never had Chicago or New York pizza. That's not good. Uh-oh. I hear that loud sound. It has to be the Manhattan Bridge. Let's do it. Manhattan Bridge, built in 1909, opened in December 1909. Opened up around the same time as the Queensboro 59th Street Bridge. Now I like to call it the Ed Koch Queensboro Bridge at 59th Street. Yeah, I know, we gotta stop talking about food. We always end up talking about food on these live streams. Oh, I miss bringing my tours around here. Let's talk about a cheeseburger then. Plenty of places to get a cheeseburger here in New York. This is J Street we're on now. The traffic nightmare that is J Street. And I gotta go up those stairs across the street over there. Make sure nobody's gonna hit me while I have the light. Burger King. Far superior than McDonald's. I got a pastrami sandwich I'm going home to after this. So there is both walking and pedestrian pathways separated here on the Manhattan Bridge. The north side of the Manhattan Bridge is for bicycles and the south side is for pedestrians, but let's see how many bikes we see here on the Manhattan Bridge pedestrian path, because there's always a few. Both over 20 miles from where you live. Awesome. The rumble of the subway. It's a Q train waiting for a green light. Subway's extremely empty on the way out here. Kind of sad, actually, considering it is rush hour. Fuck 2020. Fuck it, fuck it, fuck it. Surprised how many people are walking the bridge. Almost like a normal day. Oh, that sounds good. Little homemade pizza won't hurt nobody. I see our first bicycle here on the walk path. So don't be this guy right here. Don't be this guy. Wrong side of the bridge. Wrong side of the bridge. I like how he put his mask on once he noticed the camera was running. Yeah, exactly. On a shitty bike, going to shitty walk to get some shitty chicken. Just going to Soda Sofa. When the train rumbles slow like that, you can really feel the bridge bounce. When they built the Manhattan Bridge, they did not want it to look like the Williamsburg Bridge. The Williamsburg Bridge was built very much in a hurry to take away the traffic from the Brooklyn Bridge. I don't know about that. There's another one. There's on a city bike too. Don't be this guy here. Don't be that guy. Hands wash. That's right, Ralph. And wear a mask. I don't like the new. I don't like the new Taking of the Pelham 1, 2, 3 movie. I don't like that one. Give me the old one. Give me the original. Good to see you, Blondie. Good to see you, My Dog Indy, out there in Huntington Beach, California. Yeah, really random. They wanted the bridge to look good. They wanted the bridge to look very, have lots of ornamentation on it. And one of the architects, his name was Leon Moisif. He was a bit of a dreamer. He wanted the bridge to look as aerodynamic as possible. So instead of putting the subway tracks in the middle of the roadway, he puts them out here to the outside of the roadway, thus causing a massive structural flaw that lives on the bridge till this very moment. Every time a subway train goes over the Manhattan Bridge, the Manhattan Bridge flexes and torques up to 8 feet. Don't worry, it's safe. But it does move around quite a lot. Here's bicycle number 3 on the walk path. Don't be that guy. So the bridge torques up to 8 feet, and if you don't believe me, right here on YouTube, search Manhattan Bridge time lapse, and you'll see a bunch of videos of the bridge bouncing and moving over the course of a few hours. It's pretty safe, but good luck trying to get a long exposure shot here in the nighttime, because your camera will vibrate around. Yeah, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. There comes the Manhattan Skyline coming into view. Looks like we might get a little bit of sun. Huh? We might get a little bit of sun. Another one, bike number 4, making its way down. 3rd city bike, 4th cyclist on the walk path side. He has an electric bike. He has an electric city bike. I like to call those bikes unicorns because they're so hard to find. But don't be that guy. Going great, Ray. Going great. Well, segways are illegal here in New York City, but scooters and bicycles have a whole dedicated path on the other side of the bridge. And here's the part I don't understand about everyone riding bikes over this side of the bridge. The pedestrian side has stairs, so you gotta stop and walk downstairs. So I don't see the advantage of riding on this side of the bridge anymore. Now, not that long ago, this was a shared path for both pedestrians and cyclists. Yeah, Segway went out of business, yeah. They're still doing the construction here, I see, of the towers. Normally I would stop at this little outlook here, but as you can see, we can't get out there, so we got to keep going. And now we're on the span. On average, all New York City bridges sag about 12 feet lower in the summertime than in the winter. So these bridges are dynamic structures. They're supposed to move. When we get over to the Brooklyn Bridge, I will show you how much the Brooklyn Bridge moves. Because there is a spot where I could show you the expansion joint for the Brooklyn Bridge. I have a feeling these two ladies ahead of me are doing photographs. They are taking pictures. Got a little bit of blue sky. Was not expecting that. As we continue on, as I hear a bike on the other side. Oh, that's the proper side you're supposed to be on with the bike. The northern side of the bridge. And as predicted, they're taking pictures. Yeah. great, Osvaldo. That's why our numbers are so good here in New York. The majority of people, he's going way too fast. You know, one wrong move and the scooter and whoever the scooter hits will get really hurt. Part of the reason why I'm walking so close here to the fence here is so I can keep my movements exaggerated so they know where I'm going. But that electric scooter was not allowed on this side of the bridge. He had to pick that thing upstairs. And I'm looking for a hole in the fence here to show you guys the view, but it looks like they've repaired all the holes in the mesh. Look at how nice it is up here. And see, if you want the view of the Brooklyn Bridge, come to the Manhattan Bridge here. There are no holes in the fence. I'm kind of amazed there are no holes in the fence. At least one hole in the fence. So the Manhattan Bridge is one of the first bridges in human existence to take into account prefabricated parts. This bridge was built by the Bethlehem Steel Corporation, and these towers here rose from their foundations in just 8 months. And this is back in 1903, 1904. So quite an engineering accomplishment getting these towers built so fast. And we can't stop here. Boo! I can't stick my camera out any of these holes because there's no holes around. That sucks. Looks like the suicide phone's out of order. That's not good. As we make our way over the bridge here. Already coming off the Manhattan Bridge already. We're now going to go through a little bit of Chinatown. We're going to go down to Bowery and then across Park Row to make our way back over to the Brooklyn Bridge. Good to see you, James. Welcome to the Manhattan Bridge. like anything in life, nothing is perfect, and Cuomo did what he could have with the resources at hand, and yeah, I think he did a great job, so I'm very grateful. I do think, though, he needs to give guidance to the amusement operators across the state of New York, because there was quite a lot of things that were supposed to open and happen this year, amusement park wise side, amusement park wise. There was a new Legoland and up in upstate, and besides all the new stuff coming to Coney this year, or supposed to come to Coney this year. So it's kind of messed up. We're opening up gyms, but yet you can't take a ride on the Wonder Wheel. It makes no sense. But just got to go along with the flow and cope the best way I can. As we come off the bridge, we're now entering Chinatown. There are Chinatowns in each one of our 5 boroughs here in New York. The largest Chinatown, you could really say more of an Asian town, is out in Flushing, Queens. And it's a lovely mix of Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Vietnamese, Tibetan, Malaysian, Pakistani. Who else is out there? Everyone's out there in Queens. But Flushing, definitely, if you want to get some great food, go out to Flushing, Queens. Also here in Manhattan, a lot of restaurants are now opening up with some outdoor dining options, and as long as it's not raining, check them out. But the way the city is now, if you have money, you could really enjoy doing stuff that normally the locals don't do, because there's barely anyone around. Oh yeah, gotta go to Flushing, Queens. Pretty much gotta walk in that direction. Coming up next. Oh, Astoria is great. Astoria is like a weird version of my neighborhood of Bay Ridge. Originally Astoria was a primarily Greek neighborhood, but now it's definitely spread out into a mixed neighborhood of just about everything. But the food is the best. The food is the best. I miss the sound of the train like that. When I work my 4 or 5 days a week normally, I'm hearing that train right next to my head 4 or 5 times. I don't remember the last time I heard the train that close and loud before. It's definitely been a while. Passing over East Broadway now. Here's East Broadway. There is also a West Broadway and a regular Broadway. The East Broadway, though, is a working man's Broadway, mostly going through Chinatown and the Lower East Side. Of course, West Broadway is rich people's Broadway. That goes through the neighborhoods of Tribeca and the Financial District. So think about like north of the World Trade Center and then over to Tribeca. And along West Broadway, that's where all the Kardashians have their store. I don't know if it's open anymore. I don't know how those stores are doing. I don't know how expensive high retail is doing nowadays, actually. Probably not doing that great. East Broadway, your old haunt. I know it's rich now too. It's gentrified. It's gentrified. There we go. Try to get that crazy sky. Looks like traffic is all too back to normal, unfortunately. Yeah, the whole city is gentrifying, right? So going by that traffic, New York City is clearly dead, all burnt out. Nothing is left. Everyone's fleeing. I say let them go. We didn't like those people anyway. New York is not for the easily inconvenienced. If you can't handle the city, get out. Don't come back. Comes another bike. Bicycle number 6. And it's mostly city bikes. Coming over the walk path here. And that was another electric city bike too. Okay. Ahead of us, you're going to see a domed building. Formerly the Bank of the Bowery, built in 1909, right around the same time as the bridge. Today is still a bank, and it's an HSBC. I'd say all the good dance clubs were underneath the Manhattan Bridge, right? There used to be a buffet. I don't know if it's still there. There's a buffet over on East Broadway, directly underneath the Manhattan Bridge. And you always hear the rumbling of the subway. It's quite a funny place. So, right over there is the intersection of the Bowery and Canal Street. We're not going to walk down Canal Street because I want to show you guys the Blood Angle, a little street over here. A lovely little street that has a lot of outdoor dining options. Yeah, no buffets in the time of the COVID, yeah. Buffets aren't going to be doing too good nowadays. But we're now on the Bowery. Yeah, you remember walking here? Bloody hell, it smells like Amsterdam right here. Even through my mask. Don't stare because I stare back. These people staring from their cars. I will stare at you and give you the middle finger. All right. I love the mix of architecture down here too. Such a hodgepodge of different time periods, all within a block here. I know this building here in red, that's pretty old. It dates back to the 1860s, I believe. 1860s or 1880s. As I cross the Bowery, here's great New York Noodle Town. I like coming here. Ooh, they got soft shell crab. What about those crazy jetpacks? You heard about the jetpacks? Yeah, I saw the story. That's Los Angeles. So You don't know. I don't know the full parameters behind that. All right, so coming up, it's got to be Pell Street here, and we're gonna hang the right here on Pell, and go down the Blood Angle here, and see what's doing out here. I'm pretty sure this street is this street is closed, and look at all the life here on this street. Clearly, as you see, New York is dead. Oh, there's like a Black Lives Matter rally going on here. Oh, this is awesome. I'll see you later, Dana.
Please get home safe. Make sure you're going with a buddy.
Oh, that's cool. He's doing a little tour here. This is what I wanted to show you guys. I love the art here on this little street. How cool is that? And of course, if you didn't notice before, yes, it is some kind of a flying unicorn. But welcome to the Blood Angle here. This is where all the gangs used to hang out. The Nomois Tea Parlor got their seats all set up out here. Actually smells really good walking through here. Yeah, Nomois got it all set up nice. I know the oldest, that's right, the oldest, thank you so much, Jim. The oldest dim sum in the United States. Back there at Nomois. They got those little cakes, I always forget the name of them. Oh, that's got another unicorn over here. There's another unicorn up there. That's awesome. All right, we're back on the Bowery now. And now we're gonna make our way over to Park Row. We got to pass right by One Police Plaza here. You're gonna see all this barricades, and that's for One Police Plaza, and the backside of the courthouses, and the municipal jail. As I pass Abacus Bank, whenever I see an Abacus Bank branch, I always think they actually use abacuses in there. Because it's an Abacus Bank, right? They have to use abacus. Abacus is to count the money. Oh, can I not go down this street? Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, look at that. I can't go down that street. All right. I guess we're going through the Courthouse District then. I guess we're gonna go through the Courthouse District. Let's go right here. Let's go through the Courthouse District. We're going to pass by the old 5 Points, and the Collect Pond is coming up now. So coming up on my right-hand side, you're going to see a park. It's called Columbus Park. But back in the day, that is where the Collect Pond used to be. The Collect Pond was the original source of drinking water for New Amsterdam. By the end of the British era, the Collect Pond is quite filthy. Became a dumping ground, carrier of many waterborne diseases. So there were a couple of hills that they pushed into the lake, and they had to drain the lake, so they created a canal, today Canal Street. But this is where the 5 points were eventually. So after they create the collect pond, to give everyone an idea of where we're at now. So here's Columbus Park. The lake was right around here. And then the 5 points developed all around that area. And because it was kind of a shoddy water reclamation kind of job, the houses began to sink into the ground. And thus the houses were all crazy angles and sagging and whatnot. And thus it became the crime-ridden 5 Points area of... What's the name of that movie? The Kings of New York? I forget the name of that movie. I haven't seen it in a while. Gangs of New York. That's where you get your old Gangs of New York movie. But then eventually the City Beautiful movement comes in and they build all the courthouses here. Actually, this is where, what's his name? Steve Bannon recently came out through those doors right across the street when he was found guilty of stealing money from people who were donating to the Build the Wall fund. Build the wall, voter fraud. But I digress. And then over there, the criminal courthouse is right over there. And then over here is county clerks. And then there's another judges over here. I forget the name of this judge over here. But if you ever want to get married, you'll be coming into this building right here. The county clerk's office. I tell you, for 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, it's quite empty out here. Which to a certain extent, kind of nice. And then back over there, there is another federal immigration, federal immigration's right there in that building. And now we're in the Courthouse District. You know what's crazy? There's no photographers out here, and there's no people getting married. There's usually photographers and people selling flowers on this corner here. Not today. Right, feels like the 90s, right? Oh my God. So in the 90s, when you came down to Lower Manhattan, especially on a weekend, there would be nobody down here. And that's one thing that I do miss from the 90s. But I guess we got it back though. What is this? All right, Black Lives Matter. I'm down with that. Written in big letters right here on Center Street. This feels like the 90s on a weekend day, not on a weekday. Especially not on a weekday at the end of August or the beginning of September. Surreal. City clerk got married there. That's right, Muckluck. That's right. Right, the marriage bureau is closed till further notice, right? Yeah. And that I'm not surprised about. It's a very weird process going through there. Okay. So we took a slightly longer way around, but we are now nearing the entrance to the Brooklyn Bridge. And then we walk back. Exactly, the lack of tourists does leave the city like a vast wasteland. Very much so. It's kind of sad but it is an opportunity to get out and really enjoy the city. So for the locals, now is the time to take advantage. Do the things you normally never do. Do the things you normally never do because it's all empty. So on top of this building here, this is the municipal building. And on top of the municipal building is a gold statue. Her name is Civic Fame. She's holding up a crown. The crown has 5 points on it. Each point is for each borough of New York City. And she was completely restored back in 2007. I remember that because I was down here the day they lifted the statue back up onto the top of the building with a helicopter. It was quite an amazing sight. Yeah, Duane Reade. Here's Reade Street right over there. We're on Center Street, but the original Duane Reade is a couple of blocks down. And now we're coming up on Chambers Street. Some of the new buildings here along Park Row. It looks like the plaza behind City Hall is still closed to the public. So how tall is the statue? I'm gonna say the statue is like 30 something feet tall. It's the third tallest statue in New York City after the Statue of Liberty. I always forget what's the second tallest statue in the city. But she's made out of copper, adorned in 24 karat gold leaf. That much I do know. But now I want to see the plaza here, so let's cross the street here and we're gonna see the plaza. Back over there, the Tweed Courthouse. William Marcy Tweed, better known as Boss Tweed, probably one of the most corrupt politicians in New York City history. He gets all his friends in on the job to build his courthouse, and he totally fixes the prices in the process. It took 14 years to build the Brooklyn Bridge. It took 17 years to build that tiny little courthouse there. It's a fast light. That light gave me exactly 15 seconds. So here is the back of City Hall, the plaza here. Looks like it's all closed. It's today cleaned up nice. Definitely cleaned up nice. No signs of any graffiti or anything like that. Looks like they're cleaning out the subway station that was used as a bathroom, for goodness sake. Sadly, you don't remember much of the 90s. Me too, Osvaldo, me too. There's our Woolworth building right there in the middle of the shot. Tallest building in the city. Tallest building in the world in 1913. And the only skyscraper in skyscraper history to be paid for its construction in cash. $13.5 million. In today's money, that is $2.1 billion. Good to see you, precious gem. Welcome. Everything's slowly getting back to normal. Having fun with the kid. Some things are almost back to normal. We got our ice cream truck here back. That's good. And here's my beloved bike lane. I took thousands of tourists down. How many tourists did I take up and down that bike lane over the years? Probably thousands. All right. Here we go, folks. What's with all the cops? That is the back of City Hall. That was where Occupy City Hall was. That was where Occupy City Hall was. So the cops do not want anyone reclaiming or occupying that spot. That's why you'll have all the barricades there. Wow, look at all the people on the Brooklyn Bridge. The 137-year-old Brooklyn Bridge. Steam power, horsepower, and raw manpower. That's what's built the Brooklyn Bridge. Built in an era before electricity. The Brooklyn Bridge is truly a handmade modern marvel. It took 14 long years to build the Brooklyn Bridge, between 1869 and 1883. Years during which Thomas Edison invents the light bulb and the phonograph. Alexander Graham Bell invents the telephone. The buffalo were exterminated from the Great Plains. The catcher's mask and curveball were introduced to the game of baseball. In Washington, President Chester A. Arthur installs plumbing in the White House. And in Europe, Picasso and Einstein are born. Just some of the things that were going on in the world when we were building the Brooklyn Bridge. Now, I'm going to do my best to keep clear of the bike lane. Excuse me, please. Excuse me, please. Do my best to stay out of the bike lane because you don't want to get caught in the bike lane, especially that spot right there where it's the narrowest and the most dangerous. Behold our power as we pass each car stuck in traffic with just foot power. Yeah, we got the sun coming out here on the Brooklyn Bridge. This is great. Wonder how all these drivers feel that I keep on passing them here on the walk path. Holding a gimbal, talking to you. Good to see you, Josh. Walk backwards now. Yeah, right. Well, I am going uphill still, so. Yes, it did, Muck Love. Yes, it did. Getting my workout, getting my steps in. Once we get to the middle of the bridge, I will show everyone the expansion joints of the bridge. Brooklyn Bridge is over-engineered to a factor of 6. So this bridge really isn't going anywhere. At least they're finally moving. And I'm not passing the same 3 cars over and over again. And now we're on the superstructure of the Brooklyn Bridge. The towers of the Brooklyn Bridge were finished in the summer of 1875. The tower that you see in the shot right now, the Manhattan Tower of the Brooklyn Bridge, was completed the same week General Custer lost at the Battle of Little Bighorn. Really puts it into perspective of when this bridge was built. We were still conquering the West. Oh, absolutely, Chris. How much have I walked already? Let's see. I'm going to say from the subway, then over the Manhattan Bridge is about 2 miles. And then another mile in Manhattan. So I'm working on mile number 5 right now. I can't wait to see how many steps I walked. But these are the fences to keep people from climbing up the cables. A couple of years ago, there were 2 German artists who climbed up the main cables of the Brooklyn Bridge overnight, and they replaced our American flags with bleached white American flags. Then a few months later, a Russian tourist climbed one of the cables of the bridge and spent about 90 minutes taking selfies at the top of the tower. It was kind of amazing. The woman who climbed the Statue of Liberty, of course, I live streamed that. That was kind of fun. Luckily, the woman didn't hurt herself, none of the police hurt themselves. Certainly a tourist vibe out here right now. Everyone's just kind of doing their own thing, kind of wandering, not really paying attention to where they're going or walking or looking at. So I'm assuming the few tourists that are here in New York are probably coming here to Brooklyn Bridge. It's nice up here. Yeah, no, these are massive granite stones here. Remember that the towers of the Brooklyn Bridge are solid. There are no hallways or access ways inside of there. Those are solid towers. Remember that the bridge is over-engineered, so everything was overdone to a factor of 6 because they really didn't know how the bridge would be affected, whether it be from wind or the expansion or the contraction of the steel. Coming up to the part right here, this is where Frank Sinatra sings Brooklyn Bridge. Right about here, right about there. Great movie from 1947, highly recommend it. It happened in Brooklyn. You can actually watch it for free on archive.org. But John Roebling knew what he was doing. The son, Washington, did everything properly to his father's specifications. And of course, the wife of Washington really got this bridge built and up and running. Is tourism picking up? No, it's not. Tourism does not exist anywhere around the world right now. So everything related to tourism not doing too good right now. In places like Italy and France, where they actually opened up a little bit, they're going to have to close up again because their COVID cases are beginning to spike because of all the travel. So, tourism around the world, until there is tourism is right now on hold. Until hopefully better days will come. All right, we're coming to the expansion joint here of Brooklyn Bridge. And I'm going to show you how much the bridge moves. Yeah, it's pretty warm out here. It's about 82 degrees right now with high humidity. But here we are, the very center of the Brooklyn Bridge. Here's the expansion joint, covered in oil. And then, of course, look at that view. Oh, that never gets old. There's my city. Yeah, I know, Lori, I'll get through it. Wow, the sun came out just for us. Look at that. Oh, here comes the Fly Nyan helicopter. With people's legs and limbs hanging out the side of the helicopter. Hey, I've done that. They are great clouds, right? Damn, that helicopter's freaking low. That helicopter's really low. That's what you're paying for when you go on Fly Nyan. That's what you're paying for. There's your New York City. #1 World Trade Center. The tallest building in that shot at 1,776 feet tall. We got some jet skiers. Looks like the jet ski tour is doing good. Oh my God, Josh! Josh with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Josh. Josh just bought me a six-pack of beer. Good to see you, Brian. Welcome. We're here at the very center of the Brooklyn Bridge. Empire State Building to the left-hand side. The Chrysler Building to the far right-hand side. I see Citicorp Center. I see 432 Park Avenue. I see One Vanderbilt's. I see the Steinway Tower. Good to see you, Judy. Gotta stop here. This is why we're here. This is the view. This is the view right here that everyone loves. And especially that the sun is out. We can see the Statue of Liberty from down here. Thank you, Josh, for buying me a beer indeed. There's the Statue of Liberty, 351 feet, 1 inch tall. The 7 points on the crown are for the 7 seas and 7 continents of the world. If you get two pennies together, that is how thick her skin is. Frederic Augustus Bertoli, he modeled the statue, the face of his mother, the body of his wife, and his arms of his mistress. I don't know why, it's a French thing. Someday, absolutely. I wish they had the F Society beer still around, Josh. No more F Society beer anymore, unfortunately. That was a limited run for the Coney Island Brewing Company, but they'll definitely have another great beer to enjoy. I tell you, the Coney Island Brewery has some great. They really did up their snacks that they have. So really great food options at the brewery, and it's always changing. They do have a special of the day, and if you're here in New York City and want to do something over the weekend, any Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, come down to Coney Island. Go check out the Coney Island Brewery. Go out to Paul's Daughter. Get yourself some fried calamari. The rides may not be open, but you could go down to Coney for sunshine and food. There's New York City, right there on a pretty bustling Brooklyn Bridge, considering there's nobody out. Of course, the building that nobody likes right across the way over there, the cheese grater building, we all like to call it, because as you see, it looks like a cheese grater. Apartment starting out at a little over $1.1 million. And it does have its own private bowling alley. Hopefully the polar bears will resume next year, but at this point we have to hold off until we get past this whole COVID situation. But there may be a lot of rebel swims, if you will. But we'll see. Polar bears start up their season in November. And as this year is going, it's quickly approaching. It's beautiful up here. It is so nice up here. Got a nice breeze up here. The sun's out. Look at it. You can see the subway crossing over the Manhattan Bridge. We were just on the Manhattan Bridge. Good to see you, Griff, in Vancouver, Canada. Welcome to the middle of the Brooklyn Bridge. So, okay, what building are you talking about? Are you talking about this one right here? Are you talking about that building under construction right there? Is that building under construction? That's 151 Maiden Lane. That's the infamous building that was leaning a few inches to one side. I think they fixed it. I think they fixed the leaning. But go back in my old videos and we did talk about that building leaning. It was leaning about 3 feet to one side. But the construction process was supposed to bring it back, and yeah. But that's that building right there. And then as we come over here, let's see, to zoom all the way in here. So we got Empire State Building to the left-hand side. The smaller building to the far right-hand side is the Chrysler Building. Then just to the left of the Chrysler Building, that square white building, that rectangular white building, that's 432 Park Avenue. The really, really skinny building, kind of all by itself, almost in the center of the screen, that is the Steinway Piano Factory building, a very thin skyscraper, one of the thinnest skyscrapers in the world. And then to the right of that fatter skyscraper that's still under construction, that is the Vanderbilt building, One Vanderbilt. That is exactly where where Grand Central Station is. You can actually see the MetLife building, formerly the Pan Am building, right there. Good to see you, boss, out there in Dundee. Let's keep moving here before my feet get too relaxed not moving. Gotta keep moving here. I am walking some 8 miles, and I can't get too relaxed. But I think before I hop on the subway, I'm gotta get me an iced coffee. Definitely feeling an iced coffee before I hop on the subway. But people still taking their action shots here. Looks like it's almost like a normal day here on Brooklyn Bridge. People taking their pictures. It's actually not that bad. I expect it to be so much more crowded than this. But if you ever want pictures like that, come here early in the morning so you don't get in anyone's way. Plus the sun angle's a little bit better in the morning too. Yeah, only 1.5 million? Only 1.5 million? Yeah, right, Lori? You could find there are apartments not that far from here that sell for 20 million and 22 million. Yeah, 1.6 still cheap. It's still cheap. Unless he's a YouTuber and that's his apartment. If he's if all he does is YouTube and is able to afford a $1.6 million apartment. The guy who gave it for free trying to change the world for a year. Okay, that guy. I vaguely remember that guy. No. the apartment that's on top of the Woolworth building called The Pinnacle, aka the Castle in the Sky, that's selling for $121 million. Actually, the apartment right across the way from here in that clock tower, you can live inside the top of that clock tower for only $21 million. I keep dropping the price of it. You can literally live, and the very, very top is like a little crow's nest where you can eat your breakfast and stuff like that. That's the thing. The phone doesn't want to zoom back out. All right. Time for my favorite parts of the Brooklyn Bridge. We got to pay homage to the builders of the Brooklyn Bridge. We start out with John Augustus. Wait. We start out with John Augustus Roebling, his son, Washington Roebling, and then of course the person who really builds the Brooklyn Bridge, Emily Warren Roebling. She gets top billing. 1 Manhattan Square, the cheese grater building right over there. There's that famous shot. So 1 Manhattan Square, he was living in that building. He was living in the building that nobody likes, the cheese grater. Yeah, really nice sunset. I think I'm gonna have to walk over to the, you guys wanna go to the promenade? You guys wanna hang out on the promenade for a little bit? And hang out, watch the sunset? Why not, right? Why not? We got battery. Let's do it. Let's walk down to the promenade. All right, the promenade is the promenade strange art looking of stairs? No, the promenade is a cantilevered structure that's above the BQE, the triple cantilever, on top of the Brooklyn Queens Expressway. What we'll do is we'll walk through a little bit of Brooklyn Heights, and then we'll make our way over to the promenade. Because why not? Gotta get some steps in here after all. But I have 47 minutes till sunset. Okay. Let's see if the rain comes before that. Yes, that's the vessel. The vessel is the thing with stairs and the big art piece. The vessel is up at Hudson Yards. I believe it's open again. Nothing to see there in Oklahoma but a big old thunderstorm. No rain until 10 minutes? I highly doubt that. I'm looking around. I don't see any rain clouds coming. But we'll see. Let's see how far we can make it here. Let's see how far I can make it. Oh, no rain until 10. That makes sense. Okay. Oh, great. So that means we can watch sunset. Okay. We will do that. We'll stay out until sunset. That's what we're going to do now. Because why not? We're back in Brooklyn. How sweet it is. It only took me, the vessel reopened today. Look at that. Okay. Yeah, I know the Edge opened up this week also. That's the viewing platform at Hudson Yards. They did refund me my money for the Edge unfortunately, without me even knowing. I emailed them asking them about the VMA stage, yes, with all the fireworks behind it. Who was at the weekend? The weekend playing with all those fireworks and whatnot. Oh, it's pretty cool. But big shout out to Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande for being the only performers who performed the entire time with a mask on. And actually, Lady Gaga had very elaborate masks. So, shout out to Lady Gaga being a great example of simply wearing a mask. I know for some people it's really hard to do something as simple as wearing a mask, but Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande truly living by example. The most boring performance for on the VMAs for me was the those Korean kids. What did they go? Well, Back to School, right? BTS, Back to School. They were incredibly boring. The Weeknd's performance was cool because, you know, he was on top of the edge and fireworks and all that. Even Kiki, what's her name? Kiki something. She had a kind of fun song. Didn't watch. I didn't even see the Miley Cyrus part. I fell asleep by that point. Oh yeah, Cinco. That was a big lip sync yawn with Cinco. Yeah, that was really boring. That's true, Lori. That's true. That's why I always recommend, if you're gonna wear a mask for a long time, try not to eat anything and only try to drink water and mints. Mints are your friends. Mints are your friends nowadays. So always have mints available. Yeah, lip Cinco, yes. Yes. Yeah, I know, right? You remember that? Yeah, I was wondering about that, Jim. I was like, was that the band that rode the shopping cart? That's right. Yes, always has this shade of brown. It's a Brooklyn Bridge brown. It's an actual patented color. Wow, look at that sky. Yeah, we gotta get to the promenade. We gotta get to the promenade. We have to get to the promenade. Welcome back to Brooklyn. It's gonna totally help. You see all this traffic here, and yet he still has to honk the horn. He must have the tiniest penis. And I know you hear me. Oh, he's from Jersey. Figures. But yes, the Brooklyn Bridge hasn't always been this shade of brown, though. Back in the 80s, the main cables of the bridge were painted in white for a few years. But this is a historical color, is this brown shade. When the bridge opens up in 1883, this is the color of the bridge. I forgot the reasoning why they wanted to paint it white, or they painted the cables white. I forgot the reasoning behind it. There was some kind of reasoning behind that. No, Joey Brooklyn has never done a broadcast from the promenade. He's at another promenade over in South Brooklyn. And actually, not really a promenade. He gets a parking lot behind the BJ's Wholesale. That's where he usually live streams from. Does Crayola Crayon make that color? They probably do. He probably do. Kiss her where what? Kiss her where it smells. Take her to New Jersey. Okay, maybe. All right, so we're actually now back on our original course. We came down the street here on our way to the Manhattan Bridge. And now we're going to cut across Cadman Plaza here. That woman in front of me, she's vaping something that smells like a cake. It smells like a birthday cake or something like that. It smells like... That smells like Jolly Rancher. Yeah, it's like bubble gum, bubble yum. That's the candy. It smells like bubble yum, that vape. A cake pop, that's awesome. There's a cake pop strain, for real? I'm down with that. Ooh, I don't got the light here. I got all the traffic going on to BQE, coming off Brooklyn Bridge, going on to BQE. All right, now we're going to enter one of the most expensive neighborhoods in all of New York City. Brooklyn Heights. Coming up, the former apartment of Laura Dunham, the creator of Girls, is coming up. Her $2-point-something million apartment, the entire top floor of this building here. She probably moved out because whenever I had my bicycle tour come through here, I would scream out, "Lena!" But that's where she used to live. Now, Emily Blunt has an apartment out here, and she still has her apartment down here on Columbia Heights. Look at all the old homes here. Some of these homes date back to the 1840s. Old school firehouse here. I love the architecture here. It's so cool. And as you see, we're just a couple of blocks in, and it gets so quiet. I can actually feel comfortable enough to take off my mask. There's nobody around. Get some good breaths in here. Hicks, coming up on Hicks Street. This is where the BQE was supposed to be pushed through the neighborhood, was along Hicks Street here. But we're going to go on top of the Compromise. Yeah, maybe, boss. If we get a vaccine, I have a feeling next year it's going to be crazy tourism. No, I still haven't drank anything this whole time. No, in the whole hour and 30 minutes. No. A lot of these are single family homes. A few have been converted into maybe 4 apartments, 3 apartments, an apartment a floor. But for the most part, because the people got money, single family homes. Coming up is I'm going to show you a $44 million townhouse. Coming up next, once we get onto Columbia Heights here. I hope so, Lori. The sooner we have a vaccine, the sooner I know I'll be able to go back to work. No, this is not the area where they do the Christmas lights. That's out in Bensonhurst. Sorry, no, Dyker Heights. and Bay Ridge. That is in my neighborhood where we do the Christmas lights. And I have been told that the Christmas lights, well, one of the houses in Bay Ridge, so they're making sure that I get to live stream it first when it's probably the day it's done. So don't be surprised on Thanksgiving. We're going around looking at holiday homes. Let's see, Brian. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. This is where the signal goes dead for me, usually right around here. So let me try to stay over here. The signal goes dead. Stay with me, because it gets a little weird around here. Yeah. Yeah, sooner or later we'll be able to all escape. We're on Cranberry Street now, and then here's the $44 million townhouse. I believe somebody's renting it currently, but that could be yours right there in the corner. The dead zone. Yeah, are we in the dead zone? Am I back out of the dead zone yet? Color is great, right? Look at that. So New York. Okay, I think I'm going to another populated area here. Let me put on my mask. It's nice walking outside. It's nice walking outside for a block without a mask on. Yeah, this is usually where it falls apart, is right around here. Yeah, 44 million, not that bad. It does have a garage too. A 2-car garage. So you're more paying for the garage more than anything. Okay, connection is unstable. Looks like we're back. Looks like we had an unstable signal, but I think now we're back. Oh, there it goes again. And I think we're back again. We went into 2 little weird zones right there. Okay, how's the signal now, guys? Am I back? Good, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Osvaldo. Thank you so much, Laurie. Thank you, boss. Welcome to the Brooklyn Promenade. He's back. So like I said, the Brooklyn Queens Expressway was originally supposed to go down Hicks Street. But this is the compromise.
Oh, exactly.
So right here was a very steep hill face here. And what they did was they cut into the hill face and built this triple-decked cantilevered structure today called the Brooklyn Promenade. Opened up in 1955. Below my feet, some 270,000 cars, trucks, and buses pass beneath my feet every day. So kind of amazing. Wow, we're gonna get a sunset, guys. We're gonna get a sunset. Let's go to our sunset spot here. We're gonna get a sunset. I'm very excited all of a sudden because we're gonna get a sunset. But sooner or later, this area will be under construction for quite some time as they rebuild the triple cantilever. When they built this structure in the 1950s, it was seen as a marvel of technology to stack the road like a building and then have the people or a promenade on top of it. One of Robert Moses's, well, actually one of his first failures, but turned out to be a good thing because, of course, now we have our Brooklyn Promenade. All right. I'm gonna get to the end of the bench here. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna watch the sunset with all of you. Make my way as far down as Pierpont here. Because Pierpont is where my subway is. Oh wow, we're gonna get I was not expecting a sunset at all tonight. I was not expecting a sunset. And now we're gonna get one. All right. A little bit more, and then I'm down at Pierpont Street, that is. Some of the homes that used to be here, they used to have an upper and a lower garden. So some of their garden was on top of the cliff, and then some of their garden was down below at the bottom of the cliff. Yeah, don't remind me of the sun setting earlier now. It's very sad that the sun is setting already. All right, I gotta sit down here. I gotta take a break. I've been walking now for an hour and 40 minutes. You guys got 2 bridges out of me, and now a promenade. Time to sit. Time to sit down. Oh, that feels good. You're more than welcome. More than welcome, Oswaldo. Oh, and we got a guy playing the saxophone again. The last time we were here, there was a guy playing saxophone. Whew. You know, I should have brought something to drink. I have nothing to drink with me. I should have brought something to drink. Hey, isn't it nice, cash roll? Whew. Whew. Statue of Liberty. There's the statue. There's some really expensive yachts down below. I need a drink. Need some water. Yeah, right? I tell you, the image here on the Prism Now app is so much better than YouTube. I think I'll have to use this app more often because YouTube is not stable lately. I'll see you later there, Laura. Thank you so much for tuning on in. Taking a breather here. I tell you, the park, Brooklyn Bridge Park looks lush. Everything is completely overgrown, which is kind of amazing. Everything is overblown. Overgrown and overblown. I guess it didn't have the goats come out here this year. Oh, got some kayakers. Good to see you, Anders. Welcome. The water is that clean. Yeah, beautiful scenery, right? The water is that clean. It is safe to kayak in. You will not grow a third eye. Actually, the great Jamie Monahan, give her a follow on Instagram. She swam 199 miles in New York City water over 7 days. 199 miles over 7 days. If you go to her Instagram, you will see pictures of her swimming in the East River, in the Hudson River, and in New York Harbor in front of the Statue of Liberty. Little kayaking party happening right now, out in the middle of, or almost out in the East River there. You can actually see the flow. Isn't Jamie the nicest person in the world, Jim? Jamie and her husband, that's squad goals right there. That's one of the most reinforcing couples I've ever met in my life. Why did Jamie swim all that? Because every year we do different long distance swims here in New York City. And she was basically banging all of them out solo. But whenever Jamie swims, her husband watches her in a kayak. He paces her out in a kayak. And it's just such a great couple. They're just such a great couple. I know the footage of her the footage of her in Antarctica with the penguins, jumping off the glacier, with surrounded by icebergs. Jamie's amazing. Jamie is the only American, male or female, to swim the length of Lake Geneva. It took her around 33 hours to do that swim, amazingly enough. And if you know Lake Geneva is crystal clear water. And so she had to literally she covers her body in zinc when she does these long distance swims. So Jamie Monahan, I'm terrible with the spelling, so I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce her last name. But I know I follow her, so go into who I follow on Instagram, and you should be able to find her name. Jamie Monahan. She works hard, but she swims even harder. And Jamie's also the only person that I have heard of and know that she swam from Brooklyn to Staten Island underneath the Verrazano Bridge. She swam across the Narrows, and that is not easy to do because you got to understand that the Narrows is the entrance to New York Harbor, so the water's always flowing either in or out. So she was literally swimming sideways, swimming to Staten Island. And I have that on my YouTube channel, so you can find it right here on my YouTube channel, of her doing that historic swim. Jamie is a polar bear. She likes swimming in blizzards. Hopefully we'll get a good blizzard swim this year. There you go. Something like that. Something like that, Osvaldo. Can't get too relaxed here because I gotta keep moving. But we're just gonna hang out here, watch sunset here. Let me go to where the guy is playing the saxophone. So we have some background music for our sunset here. I'm sweating so much, I'm leaving marks on the wood, on the benches. How funny is that? When I'm walking really funny right now, I can feel it. See the ice cream truck here? The ice cream truck is here. I'm gonna get water. Oh my God, the ice cream truck is here. Let me get some money, I'll get some water. Oh my God, the ice cream truck is here. Let's go get a bottle of water. I really need to drink a bottle of water right now. This is the playground that I always take my bicycle tours through. Feels so weird not being here in a not a work capacity. This is Columbia Heights. Oh my God. He has water. Hey man, can I get a bottle of water, please? Yes. How much I owe you? $2. Sounds good to me. Here you go, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good one. Oh, and it's ice cold. When I drink this is going to be the closest thing to like an alcoholic beverage I could probably have right now. And then I could finally get some fluids in me after an hour and 50 minutes. I've only been doing this for 2 hours, yeah. Not a big deal. All right, let's find a nice little bench somewhere. Not even a bench, just a view. Anders with the 50 shekels, is that? Thank you for the 50 shekels. Thank you so much. Buying me beer. Everyone's buying me beer. Thank you so much for buying me beer, guys. Okay. Oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be fabulous. Thank you so much, Anders. There it is. Let's drink in that sunset. Oh, we caught it just before it went behind the clouds. Corona, Swedish kronar. Thank you so much for the 50 kronar. There's your New York City sunset. Right there. Got your Statue of Liberty, Lower Manhattan, going all the way up to the Empire State Building. It's much appreciated. Oh, that water. Oh, okay. This is how you know I drink water too fast. I'm getting a head freeze. I'm getting a head freeze. It's worth it. You're more than welcome, Judy. Let's literally drink this in. Last moments of the sun before it goes behind the clouds. Water, baby, water. I got the water. Oh my God. Really wild sky going on. Great. Now, if the sun hits the horizon and there's a bit of open sky, there's a possibility for all these clouds to then begin to turn crazy colors. So let's see what happens. Hopefully. And if you hear the highway beneath me, yes, there is 6 lanes of the Brooklyn-Queens Expressway directly beneath me. When some of the heavier 18-wheelers pass over the roadway below me, sometimes you can feel it shake and vibrate the promenade up here, which is the reason why they're reconstructing it. All right. There goes the water. Destroyed that in about 3 minutes. Hey, if the mask does one thing, it dries you out. All right. Got some kayakers down here enjoying the day, enjoying the evening. You can actually come at the Brooklyn Bridge Park, and I believe they have kayaking opened again for free for everyone. So you go kayaking for free in Brooklyn Bridge Park. That is something I have done and highly recommend. And there goes the sun. I'll see you later, Jim. Thank you so much for tuning on in. Oh, I think we're going to get that afterglow. Give the sun here a few more minutes and see if it comes back out. If not, time to mosey on over to the subway. Right, is it 7:30 yet? 7:30 is sunset. I don't think that sun is going to come back. I should said in about 10 minutes, right? Yeah, we're about 10 minutes out. But looking at that cloud base, I don't see any holes in the clouds, unfortunately. Good to see you, Miss Cecilia. Just wrapping up our little walk here. I start making my way over to the subway. All right, guys, let's bid the harbor and the promenade of fondue, and let's head on over. Let's finish up this live stream. Let's hop on the subway. Let's walk down Pierpont here. Our trumpet guy is gone too. I was hoping to have the trumpet guy a little bit longer. Boy, you got everything in this walking tour. Manhattan Bridge, Brooklyn Bridge, Promenade. Thank you so much, Ray.
Yes.
All right, we're not done yet. We're gonna walk. We're gonna make our way over to the subway now, and that's where we always end our streams. Another successful walk. That's right. You know, it's amazing the batteries held out. Oh, the batteries held out fantastically. This ice cream man totally saved me. That was good water. All right. Let's finish the loop. I'm going to have to do a over under. How many steps did I walk? Did we hit 10,000 steps? It's called the Brooklyn Promenade. Most people simply call it just the Promenade, but the official name is the Brooklyn Promenade. There you go, hit the 2-hour mark. Perfect. Got a nice, almost sunset. Almost sunset we got. See if the owl, one of these windows has an owl on the window ledge. See if his owl is still there. You're more than welcome, Anders. Oh, the owl is still there. I see the owl. There's the owl. I remember I had a guest who thought the owl was real, and I'm like, that owl is real. It is certainly standing very still. There's the owl. Yay! So now we're walking through Brooklyn Heights. We're going to make our way back to downtown Brooklyn in the Courthouse District. And then underground I go. And I know I have no this is a rather deep subway station, and the escalators are not working going down anyway. Luckily going up, the escalator going up was working. But going down, not so much. That's when I work out my calf muscles, is when I go down the stairs into the subway. All right. Right, you know, Osvaldo is one of the main reasons why I like living in New York. Is the mixing of peoples, and one of those things is hearing other languages, and it's always fun, especially when you're like in Central Park, and you'll hear, like, in the span of 5-10 minutes, you'll hear Spanish and Portuguese and Italian and Japanese and French and Arab and all that good stuff. That's what I think I like the most about New York. You know, when I went to Los Angeles, like I was saying on Twitter yesterday, when I went to Los Angeles, you know, people were segregated, whether it be by automobiles or by race. I could honestly say that Los Angeles was the only place I actually felt Hispanic in. Here, I'm a person. Out there, I'm half Puerto Rican, half Colombian, born in Brooklyn. So it's a little bit different out there. The Brooklyn Historical Society coming up on my right-hand side in this orange building. A lovely museum. Highly recommend it. And I believe they are opening up. It's either this week or next week. They'll be opening up for limited availability. I believe it's 25% occupancy they could have. I got enough social distance markings here? Wow. Where are we going? We're going inside. Oh, going inside the bank. Wow. You know, we're all gonna party when we get to rip up all these social distancing markers, and you don't have to wear a mask anymore. And you know, everyone's gonna just party. Everyone's just gonna go nuts. But until then, I'll be doing these virtual walking tours for you guys. It's so far been my only income. You know, was cleared for unemployment back in April. Have yet to receive my first check. Actually called up unemployment today on the phone to no avail. So every single nickel, dime, and penny you guys send me is much appreciated. We're coming back to where we began our tour. I was planning out this walk all day today because I've never done this tour before on a walk where we've gone over both bridges. So for me, coming back to where I began, which is right across the street, is going to be pretty sweet. Me and my dad were supposed to go to jury duty in that building right there, but then the pandemic hit. So we don't know when we're going to be going to jury duty. Court Street. Court Street this is. That was a great walk. I'm thinking we got to do one like down the length of 14th Street, right? Go down 14th Street, go down 23rd Street, 42nd. Do all the major cross streets. Maybe that might be a thing we could do in the very near future and coming days. But as you saw on our little walk around here, New York is by far not dead. Yes, it may be a little bit emptied out, a little bit more quiet than usual or than normal. But us real New Yorkers ain't gonna go anywhere. You're more than welcome, Brian. Thanks so much for tuning on in. We're almost finished here. We're just gonna walk down to the subway here. Wait for the subway here, and then we will skedaddles. See, there's Bankruptcy Court right over there. That's where we began. But now we go back down into the subway. But we saw the jumping jumping humanity along Pell Street there, and the Blood Angle, and the Nomois Parlor, doing brisk business. And back over there, there's Brooklyn City Hall, today called Beddoe Hall. That was built in the 1860s. As all the lights begin to slowly come on, as the dusk is beginning to fall here in New York City and Brooklyn. But now, let's go underground and hop on my subway. Time to go home. Oh, there go my calf muscles. Oh yeah, there they go. Oh yeah. Oh Nelly. Oh, they're burning. Oh Nelly. Oh man. That feels funny. All right, got my Metro card at the ready now. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad it's Valdo. I am glad. Here's the new Metro card reading machine. Nope, doesn't work yet. All right, my train is 5 minutes away. Perfect. Yeah, feel the burn. Feel the burn is an understatement there, Osvaldo. That's an understatement. I'm going to feel the burn again when I go down this next round of steps. Have a great night. Have a great evening there, Ray. Thank you so much for tuning on in. It's better if I run. It's better if I run. It's a controlled fall, really. It's a controlled falling sensation. If you ever wondered what escalator stairs look like, here they are. All right, my train should be here momentarily. That was a good walk. Good walk with good friends, good conversation, great views, great history. And for that, I'm forever grateful. Okay. We did it. We did it. We did it. Wow. That's like an 8-mile walk right there. I'll see you in Coney. I should be back in Coney this weekend, probably on Saturday. I'll be back in Coney. That was intense. That was fun. It felt really good to get out there and take you guys on a proper walk. I got to figure out some more of these. Maybe start doing big cross streets next. I'll walk down 14th Street. I'll walk down 42nd Street. Whew. And now I'm just waiting for my train. Last night I had White Claw. I think tonight I'm going to have torpedoes. Something a little stronger tonight to ease my worried, troubled mind. That was fun. Now I'm ready to get into that air-conditioned train. get into the air-conditioned train. And yeah, next time I got to bring water, yeah. You know, that's one thing I always forget to do. I'm glad you enjoyed, Judy. Thank you so much for tuning on in. I'm waiting to feel that air come out of the Montague Street tunnel as my R train here approaches. That's how I know my train's coming. I will feel the breeze. Yeah, they pack a punch, right? Yeah. Gotta have me a few of those tonight. I need me something a little stronger than White Claw tonight. But that's why I drink them. That's why I drink my Sierra Nevada torpedoes. The ceiling here is so low at Court Street. And if you ever want to know how am I getting a signal out, here's the cell phone. Here's a cell phone antenna right there. There's a few of these throughout the station. And they work really well, as you see. But yeah, Prism Live app is great. Worked out really good in the dead zones there, letting me know I had a bad signal, but more importantly, the broadcast didn't drop. I like it when the broadcast goes out as one single piece. It's always a good thing. Whoa. Sound like somebody just took a tumble down the stairs. Oh, I'm starting to feel the air. Starting to feel the air move. That means my train is coming. Here comes my train. You know, there should be a lot more people in this station for this time of day, though. It is rush hour after all. Oh, I feel here goes the wind. Oh, that feels nice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everyone for indulging me for this 2-hour and 15-minute walk around New York City. Do me a favor. Have a great Brooklyn day, whether you live here or not. I want you to hug your loved ones, cherish the moments, and good night, Mrs. Calabash. Wherever you are, I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye, folks. Good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are. See you guys soon. More than welcome, guys. I'll see you soon.